In this video, I'm going to show you how you can make a chatbot on top of BlueSky, which is a decentralized social media protocol. The tutorial will be going over how to write this code in TypeScript, which is the official implementation of their API. Let's get started. So what is BlueSky? It's a decentralized social media network, and it looks like this. So I have access to it, and you essentially have a feed. You can search for other users and interact with other users through likes, replies, and can post photos. In the future, they'll be opening up this so that anyone can develop their own application on top of the network, and users would be free to move between each since it is a decentralized service. What powers BlueSky is what is called the AT protocol, and you can think of this as like the backend that defines how the servers talk to each other. The best part of the AT protocol is anyone can develop on top of this. It's open source, and there's no charge to use the API. In order to use the API, you need to have an account on BlueSky, and there's currently a waitlist for general users to get on. But if you are a developer, they will allow you access to the BlueSky network so you can create your own account, all by simply filling out a form. To access this form, go over here to their GitHub, and then click on AT Proto. And then go down to, are you a developer interested in building an AT Proto? And you can access this form here. So fill out the form and you should have an account within a week. Let's get started with writing the code. I'll be running through the README instructions that I have linked in my GitHub repo below. So the first thing to check is that you have Node 18 or above installed. If you don't have that installed, you can install it either through the official Node.js.org website or installing NVM and running it there. If I run node-v, that shows that I have Node version 18.17, so we're good to go. Next, we're going to want to install a package.json. We can do that by running npm init-y. And that'll create this here. We're going to want to immediately change the package.json in order to run our script as a module. So we're going to copy this, and we're going to go here, and we're going to paste it at the top. Next, we're going to want to install the following packages with npm. That's going to be .env, and the AT Proto API, which is this. So that's the API that's going to allow us to interact with BlueSky. And then we're going to install TypeScript, which is what we're going to be writing our code in, and type definitions for Node, which is, we're running this as a Node script. So we're going to copy this and run it. Next, we're going to create an empty index.ts file. This is where all of our code for the chatbot will live. Next, we're going to want to create a tsconfig file. So we're going to run npx tsc initial. That's going to create the tsconfig.json here. And in here, there's going to be a lot of different options that you're going to set. And I'm going to show you which options you need to change in order to run the code. So if we go back to our README, let's place this in this window and open this. We're going to want to change the following. The target here, we're going to want to change to ESNext. Then if we go down below, we're going to want to change module from common.js to Node Next. Finally, we're going to want to enable module resolution and change that to Node Next. Let's create a .env file with the following information. So in here, we're going to place two variables and let's define them. So your BlueSky username is going to be the username of the account that you created. To find this information, you'll go to bsky.app. So once you create an account, once you go to profile, the handle is going to function as your username. So this is my handle. We're going to place that here. Then it's going to ask you for a BlueSky password. You're going to want to not put the password that you use to directly access your account on the website, as that has too many permissions enabled. What you're going to want to use is what they call an app password. And that's going to allow you to have apps access your account, but not have full access to your entire settings. To find your app password, you're going to want to go to settings. And then on this, you're going to scroll down and go to app password and click add app password. So call this chatbot. And then I'll give you an app password that you can copy and place here. Now let's start writing code to interact with the BlueSky API. I place a starter code here, which is going to handle all of the necessary initial steps you need to do. Let me copy this and place this index.ts file. So what this is doing is it's importing the agent class that BlueSky has defined in the API. And then we're going to define that in a variable called BSky agent. And underneath, we're importing the .env file using the .env library. Here we are initializing the BlueSky agent class using the service bsky.social. Then we're going to log into the agent using our username and password. And in order to run this file, we're going to want to first compile the TypeScript into JavaScript. And we can do that by running npx_tsc. And then we can then run the JavaScript by using node index.js. So if we first run npx_tsc, this is going to create an index.js file, which mirrors what we wrote in the TypeScript file. And then to run the JavaScript, we're going to want to type node index.js. Great. So it ran and we didn't see any errors. But let's print something to the screen to make sure that the API actually did something. So what we can do is we can define a variable response. And we're going to want to make that equal to, we're going to await agent. And here we can start interacting with the API with the given functions. So let's use getProfile. And we can get the profile defined with the variable actor. And inside of actor, we can place our handle, which is ninja.bsky.social. Okay, so this is going to interact with the getProfile API to grab the actor that is defined with the handle ninja.bsky.social, which is my account. Oh, and then we are going to want to show this to the screen. So again, let's first compile this to JavaScript by running npx_tsc. And then we're going to run it by using node index.js. Great, so this was a success. And if we look above, we can see the data that came back from our API, which has my handle, has my display name, and some of my metadata. You can find a list of all of the functions that you can call with the agent here, which is on the BlueSky social in the AT-Proto repo. In here, if you go to their lexicon/app/bsky, each of these you can directly call from your agent. So if we go to actor, what we just did was getProfile. And in here, it gives you information on how to run this API, meaning things like what parameters and which ones are required, and it's going to be outputted as a JSON. I'll leave you with one example of how you can create a chatbot, which is a chatbot that allows you to visually show how far we've progressed in a year. And we're going to do this by using the post method. So I already have a function defined that gets the progress of the year as an emoji. I'm going to copy that in. We're not going to use getProfile in order to do this. We're going to use post. So we're going to use the post API, and inside of it, it is going to want to use text as the variable to define what text to put in the post. So then in here, we're going to call our function, get your progress emoji. And if we then compile this and run it, we should then be able to see the post. So if we navigate back to our BlueSky app and go to profile, we can see that we have successfully posted those emojis defining how far the year's progressed to the profile. So it's about 80% done. I hope that helps you out for how to start developing with the API on BlueSky. You can then take apps like this and run it on a sequential manner as a chatbot using like a cron service, or you can define other processes that are more reactive and actually view posts from other users and respond to certain posts that maybe have text that you're interested in and so on. So there's a lot you can do with this, and I encourage you to sign up, get off the waitlist, create an account, and just start messing around. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Thank you.